Dear viewers of Omando Enoch TV, how are you? How are you? How are you? It's yet another time that coming on air, full of information, education, and entertainment. Because as usual, Omando Enoch TV is your home of entertainment, education, and information. Dear viewers, always do us the favor of subscribing, sharing, commenting, and liking. Whichever comes first, do us the favor, then we can work together as a family. Because as we say always, without you, Omando Enoch TV is of no use, is a no channel. You are part and parcel of this great family of Omando Enoch TV, where we bring you episodes that are entertaining, educating, and of course informative. For a few days of being off air, we always go down, kuzama, and then we come up with a content. Today again we are back on air with a very educative content. I want to invite you to be with us and kindly do a favor of watching this video to the end. Today we have a subject on matters registration by the NCPWD, the National Council for Persons with Disabilities, new certificate registration as a member with disability. I want to invite my colleague, Director Enoch Omwando, to say hi, and we continue from here. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Wilberforce. Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, Omwando Enoch. Of course, this is channel number 1 on matters disability. I know that you have really missed that intro, and some of you love that introduction. And this is the place to be as a person with disabilities. And as Wilberforce put it, if you have not subscribed, do us a favor of subscribing, taking us to 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. When we get that, tunaita angaje ile nini ile ukifika 100,000 subscribers
hiyo watatuambia subscribe mtuambia hapo nje hapo chini semeni
tupata hiyo, then we shall party after party after party. Otherwise, do us honor of watching this video to the end so that you can always get the content. The content is towards the end of the video. The beginning, of course, it is the content, but if you might not understand the content if you don't watch the whole video. Kindly do us a favor of watching the whole video, like this video, share it as my brother Wilberforce put it. And today, Moto Kama Pass, we have a very great information to persons with disabilities. We have been having Wilberforce so many questions on matters registration with disabilities. Now you can carry on.
Now I'm aware, and thank you once more, Director, for accepting to be on the panel to discuss this very crucial matter. It is true that since for the last almost 3 years, registration has experienced rapid changes from the old generation card to the new one, which had a security feature. Dear viewers, it's good for us, Director, to inform them that the old card was just an ordinary card that would even be printed on the streets.
It had no security.
It could be scanned. Somebody would just scan it and edit. Wake up Enoch Omwando, now you are done.
That's all.
We came up with the LaRue was doing as a good work when they were contracted to come up with the new generation cards with the QR code and what have you.
It had a microchip.
Yes. That one also, it did not even live long. Within is it a year? A year or two?
It was not even a year.
Less than a year.
It was less than a year, and they decided to change again to another one, which we are going to talk about today. Yes.
Then, dear viewers, Director, initially, registration had been a thorn in the flesh.
Yes.
So first of all, it's good to say that on this one, Council for PWDS, that's NCPWD, kudos, because initially this was a real problem. Some of us would go for our cards in Nairobi. Some of us would register and re-register and re-register. But currently it is 1 week.
Actually, not even a week.
Less than a week.
At most, maybe that week if you don't make a follow-up. But if you do that process the way it's supposed to be, in 3 days or 2 days,
you have your certificate.
Yeah, you have your certificate.
Number 2, dear viewers, we must inform them, is that, initially, if you lost your ID, your registration card, it would mean a lot for replacement. These days,
you'll have to pay for replacement.
These days, it is there. It's a matter of going and printing.
And going and printing, where we are going to talk about where you are going to print that certificate from. Yes.
So, kuna vitu mzuri, and so we say every day, give credit where it is due. Mgala muwe, haki yake umpe. Now, Director.
Yes.
give us a recap on registration process.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother Wilberforce, for that good question. I love taking my viewer. I love taking my viewer back to the roots.
Oh, yes.
Now, my viewers, for one to be a person with disability, don't worry, I was disturbed by a phone call which was coming. Somebody didn't know that we were shooting. So I was saying this, for one to be, as we have been saying in this channel, Omando Enoch, that for one to be recognized here in Kenya, he or she must be registered as a person with disabilities with an organization which has been given the mandate by the government of Kenya, that is National Council for Persons with Disabilities, for registration of persons with disabilities. So for one to be recognized, as we always say, for you as a person with disability to be recognized here in Kenya, you must have a registration certificate. You must be registered and have a registration certificate from National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Yes. And for you to get any services as a person with disabilities, let's talk about maybe employment, let's talk about going to school, let's talk about going for a loan, let's talk about going for tenders, let's talk about going to the hospital to be treated, and you want to be considered as a person with disabilities, you must have a registration certificate. So you can't do anything as a person with disabilities which you deserve as a person with disabilities unless you are registered and have a registration certificate with National Council for Persons with Disabilities. So now let me come to your question.
Yes, please.
As you said, we have given them the recap on how we have been coming. We had the old card, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to repeat what we've just talked about. Let me go straight to the point that on the issue of registration of the new registration of persons with disabilities. For one to be registered as a person with disabilities, this is the procedure. If you are a person with disabilities, you'll go to the hospital. The only person who qualifies you, my brother Wilberforce, yes, the only person who will qualify you to be a person with a disability is a registered doctor. Oh, yes. A practicing doctor, and a doctor who works in a level 4 or so hospital. I mean level 4 hospital and above.
So it's the level 4, 5, 6.
A government hospital, level 4, level 5, referral, you can go and be assessed. Then you'll go to the physiotherapy department. You go there, you'll get anybody who is, somebody who is concerned, the doctor who is concerned with the issue of the eyes, you'll get him there or her there. Anybody with physical, you'll get him or there. So you'll go there to the physiotherapy department, you'll be assessed. Of course, you'll go with your passport photo size. You'll go with your national ID if you are a person who is above 18 and you have an identity card. Yes. If you are a minor, somebody who doesn't have a identity card, you'll be accompanied yourself with a birth certificate. You'll carry with yourself a birth certificate. But of course, your guardian will carry the identity card. Yes. Then you'll go to the doctor concerned. If you are a person with the visual impairment, you'll go to the doctor concerned. You'll be assessed. After that, after being assessed, you'll be told just go home now. Then this form will be signed by the 3 doctors. Who are the 3 doctors? Either 2 of the physiotherapy department, yes, and the medisup. So after this form has been signed by those 3 fellows, the form will be taken to another generation, or it will be generated to another person, yes, or it will be taken to another person who is concerning the signature, who has the signature, one of the signatories, who is the final now, yes, called the Director Medical Services, DMS. If you remember Wilberforce, yeah, the previous years, we had a problem with the Director Medical Services. So you remember that scenario?
In fact, we used to go to Afia House.
Yes.
You go to Afia House.
Sometimes your form will be you'll get lost. You'll start following it up again. Then again you'll be subjected to go and be assessed again. Then the form again goes to the Afia House, and again it is told there. you don't get it. So sometimes tulikuwa inabidi unaenda mpaka afya house, unaenda kufuatilia your own form, ama unapewa form yako kutoka hospitali, you carry it, you look for a fare transport to Nairobi afya house, then unaenda unachunga form yako. Nakumbuka wakati ulienda kuforsia huko.
By the way it has not been a walk in the park. Remember guys, if I can share my own experience, that I'm sure you know it.
Yes.
Me, I went for my card in Nairobi.
I know.
And I was given my card one day when I was processing some other
the same case applies to me. I also
went to Afia House, like I'm traveling at night.
Yes.
I am at Afia House in the morning. Then I meet this guy who has come from Turkana, also to Afia House, to come and follow on their forms, which they're not sure they are there or not. Unapata haiko, unaambiwa rudi bado mpaka kwenu Turkana.
Kwenu Turkana ufanywe assessment.
It was to be really
hectic. So this form must, coming now back to our where we were, this form will be signed by Director of Medical Services. Now you'll not be subjected to go to Nairobi for Afia House for Director of Medical Services, but you'll be the signatory for Director of Medical Services was devolved.
Yes.
Now your Director Medical Services in your county is the one who is concerned with the signatory or with the signature. Is the one to sign that form. So the form will be taken from the hospital. It will be taken to the office of Director Medical Services in your county. Every county. See, we all know that health issues were devolved. Yes. So every county has a Director Medical Services in that county. So that form will be taken to the Director Medical Services. It will be signed. After the form has been signed, fast tracking, after it has been signed, the form will be taken to the office of National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Not Nairobi, but at your respective counties. So if you come from Turkana, that form will be taken to your National Council or DSO in your county. That is Turkana DSO. Kama anaitwa Oluoch, kama wetu anaitwa Fred. Anaitwa Fred nani ule?
Obuya.
Fred Obuya. So kama wewe unatoka Nyamira kama mimi na Wilberforce, itapelekwa kwa Fred Obuya, who is the director, who is the DSO Nyamira County. So after the form has gone to the DSO, now the DSO is not the person who is concerned on the registration.
No.
The form, he will record the form, then he will write you a message, or he will call you via your mobile call, mobile phone.
Maybe somebody would ask.
Yes.
It's good to put our viewers clear that the only responsibility left for the DSO at the county level is to create a database.
Exactly.
So after registration,
for
you have a
purpose.
form. Is a matter of having that record. That meaning, in many cases, if and this we're not going to encourage these, the people become so stubborn sometimes in the hospital, and they are given their forms and they go straight to the they take them straight to the, and then they take them straight to wherever to print before we get there. It's not advisable. It's good if this form goes to the DSO for records, because then every year it's good to inform our viewers that every year this government plans for its people.
Exactly.
And they want to have almost an exact number of their people. Exactly. So talking about people with disabilities in Nyamira, if you have been 17,000 and you were registered yesterday, so you are number 17,001.
Yes.
If you take your form directly to your home and make the certificate and go home, be sure when planning will be done,
might not be captured.
You will be left out.
Yes.
Thank you.
So this form, after it has been taken to the office of director, not director, DSO. But DSO, in your respective county, the DSO, after recording that, he'll now make a phone call to you or do a message telling you that your medical report is ready, come for it for registration. So you go to the office of the DSO, he'll give you the form. DSO, that is the Office of National Council for Persons with Disabilities. So maybe some people might not understand what we mean by DSO. That is the Disability Services Officer. That is from National Council for Persons with Disabilities Office. So you'll go to the National Council National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Sorry, National Council for Persons with Disabilities Office. You pick your form, then you take this form together with those documents that you had attached. Remember, I told you you'll attach, you'll carry your birth certificate if you are a minor. You carry the identity card for the guardian. You carry the passport size photo. And again, for the member who is a grown up or who is above 18, you'll carry your identity card, your national identity card. Then you go with it. These documents, all of them, you'll take them to the cyber cafe. If you don't have a cyber, if you don't know any other cyber that understand those issues, if you have an Huduma center in your respective county, go to the Huduma center. Huduma center has cyber, so they'll direct you to the cyber of Huduma center, because they the reason why I'm telling our viewers to go to the Huduma center if they can't do it in the cyber cafe is that most of the Huduma center cyber cafe people who are handling issues there have been trained on how to register persons with disabilities.
And again, maybe why we would encourage our people to use the government, whatever, the Huduma centers, is because even the assistance you need you'll be worked for comfortably. I'm not saying these other people don't work comfortably. Remember, this is somebody in business. You cannot go and order them around like maybe Mvua Inakuja or something of the sort. But remember, in a government office, every time you are seen as a person with a disability, you are given a first priority affirmatively. So at the Huduma Center, you will find it very easy, and like it will reduce, director. It will reduce the burden of the questions we receive every day. Because today, as we sit here, people go pick their forms, then they come back and like, hello? So certificate. So at the Huduma centers, even if you were unlearned or kind of not informed, they will help you. But if you go to some cyber in Nyamakoro, I'm sorry, Nyamakoro, if you are hearing me, maybe this person doesn't understand. Then they take you around circles, and remember you're also paying cash for this service. So you encourage, use the Huduma centers, because there they are mandated to work for you.
So and again, let our viewer not get us wrong. What we mean by going to Huduma center, it doesn't mean that you are not going to pay for the service. Of course, you are going to pay, because these are service which has been put there. This is a person ambaye ameweka biashara yake huko, but sasa being regulated by a Huduma center. So you might not pay a bit, as in the payment might not be that much compared to the cyber cafe. But I don't encourage someone who is in a different county. Maybe, for example, if we are in Nyamira South sub-county, Huduma Center is in Nyamira South sub-county. But I don't encourage somebody from Borabu or from the other side to come to Huduma Center. You'll spend a lot of transport coming to Nyamira doing the same thing that you could go and do it. Even from your house, you can do it. If you have a laptop and you have a scanner document, then you are done. You can do it from even your house, because this is something that you can do from your house. So what we are saying, after you have been given the form, now you'll go and register yourself. You go to the cyber. The cyber person will do what we call opening an e-citizen account. If you didn't have one, he will open for you, or she will open for you his citizen account. Then after opening the e-citizen account, he will scan the documents, all those documents that we have talked about, the medical report, the whatever we talked about, the identity card, all those things. He will scan them and give you the hard copies. You take back to you go with the originals, the medical report. No, don't leave it there. You'll only scan the documents and give back the document to you. So after the documents have been scanned, after they have scanned the documents, he will now do the registration. He knows how to do the registration. He'll go to the e-citizen, he'll open your account in the e-citizen, then he will scroll mpaka mahali ataona imeandikwa National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Atafungua pale kwa National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Akifungua kwa National Council for Persons with Disabilities, kuna mahali pa registration na kuna mahali pa wakati una upload document for tax exemption. Unajua pia inafanywa kwa online. Pia hiyo tutakuja kuizungumzia jinsi ya kufanya online. So atafungua ile yenye imeandikwa registration of persons with disabilities. Then ataelekezwa tu vizuri. Kama ulikuwa unajifanyia, I'm talking about those ones who are doing for themselves. Utaelekezwa, uonyeshwe, hapa ni identity card, hapa ni birth certificate, hapa ni blah blah blah. You upload those documents. After you have uploaded the medical report and blah blah, all those, you submit. After you have submitted, now you will wait for a day or so. You go back to your e-citizen account. Now you can do it even from your phone. You open your e-citizen account, you check your status. Well, the reason why it's good to check it after a day is that you might be the officer concerned in your county might find that you did not put a document which is not clear, or there is a document that you forgot to upload. So he'll recommend and say, this one, go and rekebisha, weka hii document yenye hukuweka, ama weka a clear medical report.
Ama hapa kwa uliandika sublocation, exactly. Kindly do the adjustment. So after that, ama ataanza kuambia sasa recommended. Yeah.
So after approved from your county, there is somebody concerned in registration in the headquarters now office, Nairobi. My brother Manyonga and Makwata. Those are the people who are concerned in the registration desk. So they will approve you again. After immediately they approve you, you get your registration certificate. That simple, Wilberforce. Just simple like that. So you will check. After you realize that it has been approved, come the following day. Or go to the cyber. If you have a smartphone, just open your e-citizen account, check. You'll get that, your NINI has been recommended, it has been approved, and go and print you print. You go to the e-citizen, unaenda pale vile tumesema, you scroll, then you open, unafungua hiyo nini yako ya registration certificate, unafanya nini? Una print. Unaweza i-print the kwa hii certificate, these papers are certificates zile ngumu, those ones for the hard copies. Papers. Yes, you print them, halafu pia sasa, in case you have lost your certificate now, maybe ulienda ukaprint na imepotea, you can still go to the e-citizen and get it there. So unaona ni mzuri sana. It's a good service. So that is it.
Dear viewers, remember this is Omando Enoch TV, where your home of entertainment, education and information, where we are discussing registration. Now, director.
Yes.
Maybe there are people, because these are calls we receive day in, day out, maybe because our levels of understanding may not be the same.
Yes.
And we know there are people who still think they are being taken through problems, by telling them, somebody expects atoke kwake aende kwa ofisi ya, let me use Fred for now, but I mean the National Council for PWDS office at the county level. Yeah, he expects niliambiwa nimeregister, I'm going to pick my certificate. Yes. Now telling them again, go to the cyber. Some of them see it to be something that is hectic. In as much as we have explained earlier how hectic the process was. May I take you a bit back now, slowly?
Yes.
Kwa ile lugha nzuri nyororo. Try to tell, to encourage people why it is easier to do it at your comfort in Magwagwa. You can come to Nyamira, pick your form, get some cyber in Magwagwa, and you do what? And you do it. Yes. Rather than the hectic of rotating around Nyamira here and again.
As we said, when we started this program, it was hectic to register persons with disabilities. You said that even me, I remember. Yeah. You remember when sometimes we went to the National Council office, sometimes back when Director Arun was there, Gabo, not Arun, but Gabo. When Gabo was there, and we were almost fighting the officers there.
We were being arrested.
Yes. Actually, Gabo was almost arresting us because of the tediousness of registration.
I hope you're still strong. Mr. Gabo, I hope you're still strong.
Gabo was a good man. So, because of that tediousness, you can imagine the scenario whereby your form imeenda na imepotea. You can imagine. Sometimes the officers in the Office of National Council for Persons with Disabilities, hapa kwa ofisi, wako na a lot of work, hata wana time ya ku-upload those documents kwa system, wakuje kufanya nini, all that nonsense. So if we leave this to them, that process will take centuries and centuries. And sometimes the forms will get lost because they don't have that time. They have other businesses that they are doing. So This thing is very simple. You go to the hospital, you get assessed. After assessment, you be called by the Office of National Council for Persons with Disabilities. And again, it's not even a must you go there. If you have a relative in that town, you can send the relative, go and pick the medical assessment form for you. You tell the relative, if you come kisa kutoka huko remote, before the relative brings you the medical report, you'll tell the relative or the friend to go to the cyber. He does the registration for you. Unakaa pale na simu yako, unafunguliwa e-citizen, ile message ya e-citizen ikikuja ile una forward kwake, wanakufungulia e-citizen. He uploads the documents, he finishes the registration. Akimaliza registration, now ile cyber ya huko kwa ni reserve kidogo ile mko nayo. Uta print huko. Ama unaweza hata kuacha kuenda kuprint. When you have some business in a center where you can access the internet or the cyber, maybe umekuja town for mashauri yako, utaenda kwa cyber uende print your certificate because hakuna mahali inaenda, it is still there. So unaona sasa ni very simple. So you don't need at sasa niko na pesa, hiyo unaweza ifanya at your comfort zone when you have money, when you blah blah blah. And like this one, the other one ambayo inahitaji ufanye ABCD, utoka hapo ukuje mawao, ukuje na National Council, uende hospitali ufanye nini, all those nonsense. So this one is very 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 simple. And you get your certificate within 3 days. You get your certificate.
In fact, if you apply on Monday, it means by Wednesday you have your certificate. It only becomes a bit tricky when you apply on Friday. It might go to the weekend.
Now that we are entering a weekend. But the goodness is, Fred sometimes tells me he works on even the weekend. Wakati yako kwa nyumba yake, because this is a system that anatembea nayo. So ana approve zile haraka ana approve. Maybe kwa head office ndio wata approve on Monday. So it's a good system, and me, I love it. I congratulate National Council for Persons with Disabilities for this.
Maybe, Director, as we even conclude this, it's good to remind our people that, as you put it, people, it's good, learning is a continuous process. That even when you die, you'll be taught how to lie straight in the coffin. Chambelecho Maranga Sangara.
Remind me Maranga mwenyewe, mzee mzima. Sijamuona
mzee yupo tu. Mzee unaingia. Maranga, tuma hiyo bill tunakutumia bill saa hii, ulipe soda. Now, it's good to remind our people and to emphasize, because day in, day out, people think you are being harassed. Even if you came to this office crawling, without a registration certificate,
we cannot help
you are not a person with disability. It's just like in Kenya, even if you speak all the 57 Kenyan languages,
if you don't have an identity card
or a birth certificate,
you are not a Kenyan.
You are not a Kenyan. Yes. So, in the same manner, people think, guys, maybe the reason why this came up is good to conclude and tell you that walagai walikuja wakaingia kwa soko ya PWDs. People came in and disability numbers were growing very fast.
Yes. Because people realize that we have so many privileges as persons with disabilities.
Mtu anajikata mpaka mtu anajikata kidole ile ndogo.
Kumbe hata hiyo it's not the dominant finger. I don't know.
We will repeat that because so guys, Enoch.
Yes.
It's important that we have gone through registration. Maybe in conclusion, emphasis. What do you want to say?
Me, I want to say this. It is good that you go and register as per now. Actually, because some of the organizations or some of the places, you cannot get services unless you have the new registration certificate. So, the earlier the better. Come on, and they have this new certificate, the so-called new certificate. If you have not done that, it's good to go and do it. Because, like, most of their jobs, is advertised. They want the new registration certificate. They don't want the old one.
So are you saying the old one is being phased out?
Actually, most of the offices, they are not accepting that. Most of the bodies are not accepting the old certificates. So a few ndio wana accept.
And hata kwa tax exemption sasa tunaambiwa tuweke the new
tax exemption, you must put the new registration certificate. Hakuna shortcut. If you want to be exempted from paying tax as a person with disabilities, because we talked about the exemption of persons with disabilities, one of the privileges ambayo persons with disabilities wako nayo here in Kenya, ambayo imesumbua watu wengi hapa, naona watu wananiangalia na macho mbaya, ni kuwa exempted as a person with disabilities. Lakini ndio ukuwa exempted from paying that duty or not either duty or
Levy
or
or
a
tax,
levy or
whatever.
tax or pay as you earn, you must have the new registration certificate. The old one cannot be accepted. The system will not accept. So the earlier, the better. That's how I can conclude.
Thank you so much, Director Omwando. This is Director mwenyewe wa Omwando Enoch TV, for always accepting to be on the questionee side, on the recipient side. Jua mimi na enjoy nikiwa huku na kurushia maswali, wewe unarudisha huku. Hiyo kazi sitaki kuifanya ya kureceive. Wewe shinda ukireceive. Dear viewers, kindly you can also feel free on the comment section if you have what you really want us to discuss. Always share with us. You can always share through our direct channels on WhatsApp 0724 291 0724-291-653, so that whatever you really feel is of essence to be discussed by this channel, kindly drop in your ideas there, because your requests, your demands are our command. On behalf of our sound and pictorial engineer, the one and only Madam Aznath Nyamoko, I call her ANN. On behalf of director who has been my guest today, I have been your presenter, the one and only Brother Power. Bye-bye.